Hi, Lizzo. How are you?
Hi, I'm f***ing fantastic. I'm f***ing amazing. How are you?
Great. You look fantastic.
Well, I'm wearing you, so
Well,
that's why.
beyond, beyond that, you look beautiful, radiant. I love the hair. I love the color. I love the little.
I know. Thank you, Shelby Swain, the Beyonce of baby hair.
Yes. So, first thing, let's talk about where were you when you got the news about Joe Biden winning the election?
I'm in Mexico. I took the month of November. I've been working on my album and I've been having a lot of anxiety and stress, like being in my house a lot. So I took the month of November to kind of go away and kind of change my scenery and kind of relieve some stress. So I was in my bed in Mexico and then they were like, "Did you hear the news?" And I was like, "I don't want to be hopeful yet. I don't want to be hopeful yet." And then when they officially announced it, I was on my way to go on a yacht to celebrate.
Ooh, yes, Miss
Celebrate
Mary.
freedom. Yeah.
Ah,
The beginning of change. Where were you?
I honestly was at my house and I had a premonition. I was in the shower and I'm like, get out of the shower now. They're going to announce it. And I had no reason why because it had been so protracted, as you know.
Mhm.
And I just jumped out of the shower, went to the TV, and within 30 seconds, it was announced. And I was in a towel, dripping wet. Then I start crying. So it's like
Yeah.
wet and tears. It was all mixed. And I was like
Yeah.
so euphoric.
It felt like 30 years. It was only 4 years, but it felt like that oppression, baby. So yeah, there's definitely a new feeling in the air, waking up, being like, oh wow, like I don't know, it just feels like a new world, doesn't it?
Possibilities, possibilities.
Yeah.
Thank you for going out there and campaigning, and you used your voice, and I'm so grateful as a citizen and as a fan of yours and someone who admires you. I just want to thank you for all the American public for going out there and doing all that you did.
I was like, I will do everything. I will twerk as Auntie Sam if it will put voting in the spotlight this season. So, I mean, we did what we had to do, and we definitely succeeded. Oh, I'm so happy.
Yay.
So what we talking about? We talking about fashion. We talking about clothing. We talking about the looks. We talking about the oohs, the ahs.
What was your first relationship with fashion?
I've always been a really jazzy girl. Like they used to call me that in high school, like, oh, she dressed jazzy. You know what I'm saying? And I
I
never
love
really
that.
realized that was because standing out too much in the high school, you kind of get teased for it. And I remember I wore these like red pumps because my sister was in fashion school. And they were like, what is this, a Beyonce video? They made fun of me for taking like fashion risks. I was always like, I just want to be weird, like that speaks to me, but I never knew it was like, oh, I love fashion. I never knew it was that. I thought I was just like expressing myself. It felt right in my body. So I feel like I've always been this girl, but I didn't really know how to define it until I met the right people.
For me, I hated going to school because I was like you, it sounds like terrorized from the way I was dressed and the way I looked, and also people's perception of me being gay and that being something that they would pick at, So I basically went to school just to have a fashion show because I was like, this. At the very least, I'm going to turn these halls into my runway and I'm going to wear whatever I want to do and, and just had fun with it. And my teacher finally said, don't you think you should go to like fashion school and be a designer? And I was just like, oh, weird. Like you could make this a job because this just feels like life and normal. And then I put a portfolio together and went to New York, and the rest is history.
There was something similar in the ingenuity that I had to have as a big girl, like because fashion was not available for like my body type. I had to get creative. I used eBay. I would be on eBay. This is not an ad for eBay, but I would be on that whole ordering like Gucci t-shirt, extra large men's, and I would order it, and then I would do like the Missy Elliott and try to like cut the top open, and I would tie it in a little knot around my little belly and stuff, and I'd be like, yeah, if it wasn't made for me, I made it for me.
Yes, ma'am.
We have that in common, and it hasn't stopped.
I think that you and I are a lot alike, that we're both joy bringers. How do you like recharge your batteries and kind of manage the stress like you were talking about earlier? You know, how do you do that to be able to continue to bring the joy?
I don't. It's manic. It never ends. But I'm working on it. I think, you know what it is for me? My music is joyful because I write songs about trying to find the joy. I'm almost writing songs for the woman I want to be and to help me in the future, because whatever I'm writing about to seek that joy, I'm going through it and I haven't sought it yet. So I think writing is really therapeutic. Um, and then performing is even more therapeutic. There are times where I'm like, I would be crying about the guy I wrote Truth Hurts about. I'd be crying about him before a show, which is like, him. Like, what
Now he's
like,
crying.
now he's crying. But I'd be sad. And then I would get on stage and I would start singing Truth Hurts and I would just start laughing to myself, like, girl, like, you needed this. Like, and I'm having therapy on stage and the crowd is just watching me. And I think that's why they feel so invested, because they're having therapy while I'm having therapy. I don't know who's the therapist and who's the person talking, who's the patient. I think music really saved me and continues to save me.
I miss right now, like, having shows and the live interaction of people. And my interaction is so minuscule compared to how yours is when you're on stage. I can only imagine. I long to be able to be with everyone in a normal way and in a safe way, to be able to share that energy, because it is really real, that sharing of energy, and it's something that's important for me to do, but also for me to receive.
I think that just speaks to like us as entertainers and us as joy bringers and us as creatives. Like, everything is important. Nothing is trivial. Fashion can be the vehicle for a lot of inclusivity in the future, and including people, including big bodies and including Black women, and not only Black women's bodies, but their ideas. Like, I feel like fashion is so indebted to a lot of Black women's culture, like bamboo earrings and baby hair and graffiti, and you know what I'm saying? The list goes on. And I think it's not just about like being like, okay, we put a Black girl in it, but it's like we put a Black girl behind the scenes too. We're giving people jobs. We're putting big women in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be less chic because we're a part of it. If anything, it's just going to be more expansive and more impactful, because now more than ever, we need everybody's voices to get the point across. Like, no one can be left out now. I think that is going to be really important for white allyship in the future, especially in fashion and so on and so forth, is not feeling shame in who you are, but just kind of opening up the door and letting somebody stand beside you who doesn't look like you. That is the most important thing. I don't ever want someone to feel bad just because they're white or feel guilty just because they're white or lame. I just want you to understand what you were given, what you inherited in this country, and then turning and just giving a piece of the pie to somebody who didn't. I think that is what inclusivity means to me. And I think as long as we're here, baby, we're going to make sure people get included. I believe in us, right? Let's do a little pump. I hope that somebody watches this and they get inspired to do something, or they get inspired to, you know, inspire other people, or to just be themselves, you know, and to know that if you're not seen, then make yourself be seen and just be that person that you want to see in fashion, like us.
One of my greatest honors is when I know that I have inspired someone, you know, that my life has been some kind of ignition key for someone else, that could be, you know, something where they think, wow, oh wow, he went through struggles and he had difficulties, but he still was able to make it. And I can do that, whether they want to be in fashion or music, or they just want to be like the best bank teller that there ever was. I don't care what it is. You should just bring all your passion and your energy to whatever it is that inspires you, that makes you happy, that can bring joy to you and hopefully to others. It has been so much fun catching up with you and talking about all of this and sharing it with everyone. So I want to thank you, my darling Lizzo.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Vogue. We love you. Thank you, Jeremy.
Bye, Lizzo.
Bye.